Good morning, hello and welcome. I'm not in England anymore. Whoop whoop. I'm in Scotland. I'm not far from Edinburgh at the moment. I'm heading up to a location I've wanted to shoot for a long time. The likes of Mr. Gary Goff, and that's been up there, and I've seen these photographs on all sorts of Google pages, Facebook pages and all sorts, and I've had this image pictured in my mind for a long time. Like I said, I'm actually meeting another vlogger. I've never met him before, so I'm quite I think is it Clive Hands, I think it is. I'll put his name up on the screen and I'll introduce you to him later on anyway. But it is morning. The time at the moment is just coming up to 8 o'clock. Like I say, I'm not far from Edinburgh. I'm going to be looking for the Forth Bridge at the moment and getting over there, and that may give you a clue to where I'm heading. I'm heading to a place I think called St Mormons or Morgans. Again, I'll put it up on the screen for you so you can see it. It's a jetty, it's a pier or a breakwater, and it is really quite unique. It's an absolute treat for the old long exposure. High tide is around 10:30, so I've planned my journey and I'm hoping to be there somewhere around 9:30, 9:45, which will give me time to just change and get me outdoor gear on. I've been driving. I've done 3 hours last night. I stayed at Gretna Green, and now I've got up this morning bright and early, sort of 5:30, and back on the road because I've got another 3 hour drive. And I've got another 60 miles to go, or 55 miles to go. So, yeah, I don't want to do too much chops in, but that's the introduction to the video today. There'll be a couple of other locations that I'm going to visit while I'm there. And let's make this more about the photography and less about me yabbering on about nothing. And one last thing, I've got a brand spanking new camera. To give a bit of a test out as well, try it out, and I have bought it, paid for it with my own money, so yeah, it's not a gift. Right, enough said. I'll see you when I get there. Well, my goodness, how the weather's changed. I've just come across the bridge, and it's a spectacular area, those bridges. You've got three bridges over the Forth or Firth. Yeah, just amazing bridges. If you haven't seen my videos for them, I'll put a link up for you so you can have a look at my previous Scottish trips. The weather's changed. I had pink skies and colours and fluffy clouds and stuff back over the other side on the south side, but now we're on the north side. It's grey, it's drizzling, it's raining, it's misty, it's grey, but I've got another 27 miles to go, and these are the conditions I want. If the rain would stop, because that would make it easier for the long exposures, but these are definitely that misty condition, so the pier runs out and then the mist takes away the horizon and it makes everything just minimal and soft, and the long exposure smooths out all that water. This should be a corker if these conditions stay like this. So, like I said to you before, I'll probably see you when I get there. So I've made it, I'm here. I just pulled onto the harbour. The image that I'm thinking of is going to be at the end of this harbour wall. I think you walk out to the harbour wall and then you have to stand on the wall or even climb over the other side. There are waves I can see hitting the breakwater and splashing up in the air, so that's going to be interesting as well. It's very grey, the sea's very grey, the sky's very grey, but this is what we come for. And I can see an island out there, and I think that island, I don't know, is it Ayers Rock or something? I'm not sure. I might be on the other side. That's the other one on the other side, but there's an island out there that I know you get loads of guillemots, I think it is. Massive load. You get boat trips out there. I've seen photographs, amazing photographs of that place. But that's definitely that one out there, I'm sure it is. So I'm here, I'm going to wait for, I called him Clive, I think it's Cliff Hands. I think that's his name. So I'm going to wait for him to turn up. He said he'd be here sort of at 10 o'clock-ish. High tide's at 10:30. So I'm going to get a snack. And oh my God, the water's just come over the top of the breakwater. Whew, I could get wet on my first day. So as you can see, I've got out the van, and Cliff's here. He's turned up. He's got a stealth car. He's turned up. I couldn't even hear him turn up. The guy drives a Tesla, man. How cool is that? Now we're standing on the wall here, and every so often, and we've got to go up on these steps to get the shot. Every so often, like just now, there was a big wave come over. You can see all these bits of seaweed and stuff on the bottom here, and he's just assessing the situation before I go up there and have a look. But I've got all my gear on. I'm freezing. It's 6 degrees, it says in the van, so I'm just watching that wave. So often I can hear a wave splashing. So I've not brought out that new camera, and I will tell you what it is. It's a Fuji X-T5. There's no big secret about it really. So I have got it, but I'm not going to, it's in my bag, but I don't know if I'm going to want to get it completely covered in salt water on its first ever trip out. So I've got my X-T4 with a damaged screen, and I'm going to use that for now. Yeah, let's have a look. I need to have a look at this pier and see what it actually looks like, because I've never even seen it. So we're currently up on the sea wall. Oh, massive. There's some massive waves coming over the top of this, and it's just a case of firing them off. I can't do two things at once. I can't vlog and hold my camera because I've got this bag in front of me and I'm trying to keep some of the spray off. I just had a wave come and hit the side of the breakwater just now, and it came over the side of me. So we are actually, I'm resting against his metal bar, which is quite handy. It's not going to sort of push me off, not at the moment. Cliff was saying these are probably the best conditions he's ever seen this in, and I've got to admit it looks pretty good. We've got light rays over in the background. These waves are just smashing against this water. Let me just flick around so you can see what's going on. This is what we've got in front of us. You can see I've got my bag and the zigzag. This is why I've come here. Look at that wave. This is why I've come here, because this is just phenomenal. This is one of the most amazing breakwaters I've ever seen in my life. And these conditions are pretty good. Now I was going to do a long exposure, wasn't I? A nice long smooth one, but the conditions today, no chance. It's all about them breaking waves and getting a faster shutter speed. So I'm using ISOs of around 500, 400, 640, just to give me the speeds I need to sort of freeze those waves. And this is what I've got to watch, this bit down here, because these waves are coming up beside me. And you can see this big wave coming up the side there, and he's going to get mushed if he's not careful. But he's brave, he's definitely brave. But look at this one coming in now, look at this wave. Whoa, that is just amazing. So I'm going to carry on shooting, just take hundreds and hundreds of photographs and try and make a few really cool ones and just change the composition ever so slightly each time. So I've put the buffer on my camera. He's getting a right bashing and a hammering. I have taken hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shots because you can't take your eyes off of it. You have to keep watching it all the time, and you'll see a bit of a lull, and then suddenly you'll get a wave starting to roll in, and you can just catch it out of the corner of your eye starting to roll in, where you're being prepared to fire that next shot, and then suddenly it rolls against the breakwater and smashes against the side and comes over the top. And then I'm trying to get another one that's down below me, so that I'm getting the two, so I've got waves. Look at this big one now coming in now. Here it goes, and it hits the side, bang. Absolutely phenomenal, so cool. What a way to start my trip to Scotland. This is absolutely bonkers. So glad I picked this place today, but I can't afford to be getting too wet because I've got a whole week in the van. So I'm just going to make the most of shooting these, and it will be a case of photo blending because I need to blend parts of the wave from different parts of the rocks in. And this is also a long lens shot because I can see over in the distance we've got a lot going on in the distance, but I'm not changing lenses in this. This is absolutely fantastic. What a great morning. Wow. Retreated back to the van. What a start. Absolutely buzzing. I'm sure I've got an image there. Now I couldn't get the X-T5 out, unfortunately. It's just not the right conditions to do it in, not a learning curve anyway. I've set the camera up, I copied my settings off my X-T4, but I worked all right. I worked through the viewfinder. I know the screen's not working on the back of the 4, but you know, it's done a good job. I did try a couple with the long stop on as well, the 3-stop and the new Maven filters I'm using. I've got the 3-stop and the 6-stop on and tried them to see if I can get a bit of movement in the water, and I might be able to blend a little bit of that texture in with the frozen stuff to make an image look good. Now I'm sure you've already seen a few images. I've taken hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photographs then, just rattling off, because you've got to get the wave in that right place as it comes over, and it sort of bang, 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 and it goes over the top. There's one image out of all of them that's going to look better than the rest, and then you've got a few that have got the water spots on that you've got to get rid of, and I got one with a bird in at some point. I'm sure you've already seen that one already, and I got one with a little bird in it, and I was just waiting for the bird to fly through and like, and then I can pick it when he's got his wings in the right place for it to stand out and look good. So it's all about rattling off the shots. When you're at a place like this and it's a dramatic, the drama, the water, the splashes, the movement, you've got to rattle off as many shots as you can just to get it all. And then I changed my composition slightly. So yeah, what an absolutely fantastic start to my little Scotland trip. I'm here for a week as well. I'm going up to the Assynt area in the Torridon, so that's my plan. I'm just going to make it up as I go. I've got a big long list of places I want to go and see and have a look at, and only if I can get 2 or 3 top places with top location, you know, conditions, I'll be amazed. I don't want a whole week for, and then I've got lots of reviews and things to do as well. So yeah, stay tuned for the next few episodes, because it's all going to be Scotland, Scotland, Scotland. Right, I'm hoping you can hear me. It's a bit windy and my microphone's tucked down inside my coat. Cliff, not Clive, I called him earlier, Cliff, has brought us down to Elie Ness. Elie Ness, welcome to Scotland, he said. Yeah, it's a cracking little lighthouse this is, so I'm going to come and do this later on this evening, I think. Right, I just want to check in as well and let you know one thing. This guy's got a YouTube channel. He needs some growth. We need to give this man some growth, and I've got in the habit of doing this lately. So yeah, check out his channel. It's Cliff. You were Clive earlier on, now Chris. It's Cliff Hands Photography.
Yes, Cliff Hands Photography, YouTuber, climber, and I do a lot in Scotland, especially Glencoe. So
well worth it. He takes some cracking shots, and because he lives up in the area, knows the area pretty well, he gets off the beaten track a little bit as well and finds some nice little peachy ones, which is half my plan of being in this week. So yeah, check his channel out. I'll put a link down in the description for you, so you'll be able to find it. Well worth a look. And we've just been talking about coming up for a week in Scotland next year, so it's going to be a pretty good one. He's going to drag me up a mountain somewhere. So
yeah, we'll do a bit of Assynt, a lot on Glencoe, mainly up in the northwest of Scotland, a bit of coastal as well. But spending about a week in northwest Highlands and doing some fantastic to get on the top stuff. Yeah.
Good stuff, eh? Right, I am cold, so I'm going to do some walking. I need to walk myself up a little bit and put the hood on. So I'm back out having a play, and I've just got the camera set up. Look at this, look at this, look at this X-T5. Yes, I've gone higher resolution. It's still a crop sensor, but it's got a lot more pixels to play with. So I should be able to crop in a bit more, or to do what I need to do maybe on some of the images, just to get that little bit of an extra. I'm just waiting for a bird to fly into his frame at the moment. I'm trying to get him sharp, which is a bit tricky. I might turn my ISO up just so I can get a very sharp shot of the bird, like I'm painting back in the moment. Yeah, I'm looking at the lighthouse again. I'm over the other side of the bank. I'm actually parked a little way. You probably see it over my shoulder. I'm just parked over next to the shoreline, which I think that will do me for tonight. We've got a sunset going on over to the right hand side, so I'm going to make my way all the way round to the other side of the shore, where the lighthouse is, where we was earlier on. But at the moment I'm just getting a couple of shots. I've taken a few handheld shots and a little tripod shot of the marker buoy right out there in the distance. I'll put them on the screen for you while I'm waffling. But I've got the camera set up pretty much like my X-T4, and I will do a how I set my camera up at some point and show you the settings I'll use, and it's pretty much like for like, but there are a lot of extra things on this. It does pixel shift or something. You can get over 100 megapixel image, but I don't actually know how that works. But I'll be reading up about it. I'll be on a look and seeing if I can work it out. But at the moment I've just got a nice simple shot of the lighthouse. There's no light on it, but the sky's really nice behind. And then I've got a mountain over in the distance, in the far distance, which just gives you that little bit of depth to the image. And I've come up onto a sandbank, which gives me a little bit of height. F5.6, so it's a shallower depth of field. I've got a bit of water in the bottom, but I might crop that out. I might show you it with and without, and you let me know which one you prefer, the one with a little bit of water or the one without. I'm not quite sure myself yet. I'm not going to stop here long because the sunset's going to be over to my right and I've got to move on. So have a quick look at this shot and I'll see you on the other side. Well, you can see by the look of my face, we've got beautiful sunlight hitting this lighthouse now, and it's casting some lovely light on the side of it, making it a little bit more three-dimensional. I'm going to go back up to f8 and get a couple of shots as well. It's an absolute beauty of an image, it really is. It's casting a lovely light against it, and you're getting them clouds in the background. I haven't even managed to get myself round, but the sunset's going down, so I'm going to have to get a bit of a sweep on and get moving before I miss what I'm trying to do, because I don't really want to miss this because it's lovely. The sun's just going down a little bit just behind the cloud, but there's enough to give it that texture. That has made all the difference, it really has. So I'm back round the other side of the lighthouse now, and I've got two people standing there. That's just nice actually. Stay still, stay still, stay still. That's not bad. I've got two little people stood beside the lighthouse now. The light's gone off the sky, it's gone behind some really thick cloud, because that's what we've got. We've got really thick clouds in between. There's some little light patches. Now, what I'm hoping is we're going to get another blip of light coming through. But in the meantime, I want to talk about the sponsor of today's video. The sponsor of today's video, or this video, is going to be Vanlife. Vanlife have sent me some more gloves. These are the Markov 3, version 3. They've got a little tiny Allen key screw, little screw thing in the back. I'll show you all these information separately. They've got a beautiful grip on the front, really good grip for gripping over the camera, and also you can get your fingers out for operating the camera, and it's really cold, and then when you get finished doing your messing around with your camera, you can fold them back over. They've got these little magnetic sticky things on the back that hold your fingers back and keep them away from the tips of your fingers. And like I say, when you're done doing what you're doing, you fold your fingers back in and all your fingers are now covered up. But they're absolutely fantastic gloves, really well worth it. They're made just for photographers. This is what they do. They make photography gloves. So if you go on to photographygloves.co.uk, I think it is, the link will be along the bottom there and also in the description, and take a quick look at these. You know, they really are a nice hardy pair of gloves, and very, very thick and warm with the merino wool cuffs and everything. They keep all your wrists and everything nice and dry and clean and warm. They're not necessarily waterproof, but when it's cold like this, they do make a lot of difference. They've come a long way. They've made gloves now for years, and these are their latest version, and they're very, very nice. Golly gosh, it's freezing. I've changed lenses now. I put my 18 to 55 on, just so I can get the foreground in, and you can see the little bridge in the foreground. My horizon's roughly in the centre, which I don't like, so I'm just dropping the camera slightly to bring that horizon further up. There's a dog running in the image as well, so I'll see if I can just get a snap of the dog standing still. I'm not so sure I can, because he's running around like an idiot. But I'm just going to sit it out now, just sort of wait to see if the sun actually drops down. I'm quite chilly. It's definitely quite cool. These gloves are definitely helping me out. I've got, it's an image. It's set up. It's got a bit of water to it. I might just pan round. Oh, we've got two lights come on now. We had one light on just now. Now we've got two lights on. So I think I've had enough for today. I'm now just walking back as I'm packing up my tripod and talking to you. The sun has gone down. I've taken pictures of the lighthouse with the like swirl of rain that's gone past behind over in the distance, and I'm glad it's gone that way and not this way, otherwise I'd be drenched. I'm now going to make my way back to the van. I'm going to get myself some dinner because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten a lot today. I really haven't had much because I met Cliff earlier on, and we got chops in and we had a cup of coffee, or I had a cup of coffee, and then basically I walked back to the van, tried to find somewhere to park, and then that's it. I could walk back here, taken that. The sun's gone down, didn't show apart from that little bit of colour we had when I took it from the beach, and that was it. Excuse me. So I'm going to make my way back. I'm going to see how long it takes me to walk back, to see how long it'll take if I come back in the morning, and if I do the morning, I'll make it next week's video and then move on to my next location. Just going to be lots of random locations, these videos in Scotland. That's my plan, to just get out and kind of enjoy myself and also take a slower pace. When I haven't got a group of people or others to worry about, I can just do what I want, when I want, how I want to do it. So let's just see how it fares. And with this new camera, this one here, I don't particularly want to be rattling off hundreds of photos because I want to concentrate a little bit more if I can and try and make all the pixels count a bit more this time. Even though my, shooting on the XT4 earlier on, I was rattling off hundreds, but that was the situation I was in and it had to be done. So, thanks to Ballarat, thanks to Fuji, and thanks to you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully in the morning with some colour. If not, then it could be anywhere in Scotland, that is. Ciao for now, see you soon, and I do appreciate you watching. Don't forget to drop me a comment and let me know what you think. Bye bye.